Okay, so in today's video, we are looking at funny drywall fails. Sanding drywall sucks. That's a story of my life right there. I actually have like the same type of mask. I got it on Amazon. It's pretty comfortable. I like it a lot. Who's even filming this too? Like they could have handed her some goggles and said they just start filming. But in fairness, like even the goggles, they get covered in dust and then you can't see through them. And then when you try to wipe the dust off, they get all scratched up. Even my glasses, I feel like I have to change them, get new ones at like every few months. And in fairness to her, you do have to get your face like right into those kind of spots. Like if there wasn't like a little cavity in there, you could put your head back and the dust could fall in front of you. But that sort of spot, yeah, you do have to get your head like right in there. It sucks. But that's a very bulky looking light there. I use like one of these little Milwaukee lights, little LED lights, super bright. And that one just seems way too bulky. One of these is perfect. But yeah, that's a good representation right there of what drywall finishers have to endure for 8 hours, 10 hours, one time, two times a week for years. Yeah, it does. It sucks. Drywall sanding sucks. Nobody ever claims they like drywall sanding ever. Look how bad this drywall finish job is. How does that even happen? It's almost like they buried one of the workers underneath the mud and just painted over it. That's how bad it is. It's so bad, it's almost like a bas relief or like some sort of like abstract three-dimensional art on the wall. Like this could be an art gallery and like rich people drinking champagne would be looking at it like this. Clearly this was a do-it-yourselfer job because if a so-called professional had done this, um definitely two people were drunk. One, the drywall finisher was drunk, and two, the painter was drunk for actually just painting over that and not calling the finisher back. That's bad, real bad. How do you even fix something like this though? Um, Once it's painted, I think like something this bad, you'd have to just take the drywall right off and just restart. Or you have to like float out like half an inch of mud right across the whole wall. Oh, this one's bad. This one's real bad. Look at that. What is even going on here? How does this even happen? They should have fixed the framing first. I've had people ask me to tape and finish jobs like this that were bad like this. Well, almost as bad as this. I don't even know what to tell them. Just, I tell them I'm too busy. I don't have time. Because honestly, like, how does a person tape and finish a job like this? Y- It's just not going to turn out right at all. That's the first thing that they're going to have to know that I would have to tell the person that you have to be very realistic about how this is going to look when it's taped and finished. In some weird way, I actually would like to tape and finish something like this just for fun. I would have to be paid a lot of money though. I think that would actually be kind of fun. It'd be like kind of art or something, fixing that. And as long as they are very realistic about how it's going to turn out, because I mean, it's going to look weird. But yeah, this one's definitely a combination of bad framing, bad drywall. This is almost drywall comedy, is what it is. This is hilarious how this can possibly happen. This one's something else for sure. So here's another crazy drywall job. It's almost like a optical illusion. Like what direction are all these angles even going? And what is with people boarding with these tiny little pieces? In this one, it's not even necessary. I just don't understand why they would make all these tiny little pieces like that. Those could have just been full lengths of sheet. I just don't see how that was necessary to do that. So much more work just to tape and mud or plaster such a small little area. Again, if someone asked me to tape mud and finish a job like this, I'd just be like, nope, I'm too busy. I don't want to like put people down for how they boarded stuff, so it's just better not to say anything and just say I'm too busy. So here's a big mistake, and I'll tell you what happened here is they had big gaps in the drywall and they put in um, really soft mud and then they mesh taped over it. And it wasn't necessarily the mesh tape that caused this. It was because they put like a wet mix of mud into the drywall gaps and then that mud sagged down. So now these sheets are basically unfinishable. And images like this come because people ask, hey, can you fix this? No, I can't because all this has to get stripped down and um, redone. And Might even be easier to just take the drywall sheets down and just restart because that's just going to be a lot of scraping and grinding all this off to restart it. Well, I shouldn't say take the drywall sheets off. I think that this could all be like power sanded off and then restarted. But yeah, that's a common mistake that I see. And then people will ask, "Hey, I already taped it. Can you just come mud and finish it?" No, I can't. It's you just made the job a lot more expensive, and frankly, I don't think I'd even want to take it on. This one, look at this. I don't even know how this happened. Like it was, what did they mud it with? A comb or a brush or something? And as a drywall contractor, as a drywall contractor, you'll get calls like this all the time, and somebody will say they'll send a message with a photo like this, and they'll say, "Hey, I started a little patch. I just need wondering if you could come down and just finish it up for me." And if I see an image like this, nope, no, you started it, you finish it. I don't want it. This is some of the messages I get are wild, and I just have a policy now. Like if someone else starts it, you finish it. I don't want it. Find someone else. Look how excited this guy is. What was he expecting to happen? Of course, the whole ceiling is going to come down. All the sheets are connected. When taking down a drywall ceiling like that, yeah, you can jump up and yank it down, but you have to saw it. You have to saw it first. You have to saw a little, saw the pieces that you want to pull down like that, and then you can jump up and pull the little pieces down. But there's no sign of that happening here. 4 stories up in the stairwell, the drywallers needed something to stand on. I've seen a lot of sketchy stuff on job sites, but this one's up there, definitely. These bottom planks, they're not so bad. But what's going on up here is like, how does this stay put? Just a pail sitting right there, and someone's using this to walk across. I'd wonder what the safety people would have to say about this one. But I suppose that they could say, in their defense, that the pail does say all purpose. I'm surprised this guy isn't also on drywall stilts up there. If you're going to do something crazy like that, you might as well just go all the way with it. Like another scaffold section isn't that expensive. It's just not worth it to do something like this. Like one fall and your career is done and everything's done. It's just not worth it. Like, how is this staying up there? It's not even like maybe if it was like tied down in a whole bunch of ways, or even duct tape would be better. But it's just sitting there, all this. Like, this would be dangerous on here. But it's on a scaffold. And then these are just, it's just so close to disaster here. I just can't believe it. It was me and I had to do that, and for some reason I didn't have an extra scaffold. I would just use an extension ladder. What I would do is I would get a 2x4 and I would nail it temporarily into the floor and then put the legs of the extension ladder in front of there so it can't slip out. And then I would just walk up. It'd be so much safer than that. And just for that little piece up here, it's guy's risking everything just to get this little piece in there. I know he can't reach, but the stuff that the stuff that's seen on the safety stuff that's seen on residential stuff is it's wild. I've seen so much in real life. Okay, here's another example of what not to do. I didn't even know they made drywall stilts this tall. Maybe he should have just gotten even taller ones. But at least he could repurpose those stilts as crutches, because doing stuff like that, you're gonna need crutches eventually. But hey, I do have to give him credit for not standing on the top rung, because if he did that, well, that would be against safety rules. Oh well, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one.